Hello, and welcome to Color Commentary. I'm TJ, your average fan, and I'll be talking to you today about Disney Marvel's show Loki, Season 2, Episode 3. Let's get into it, shall we? Spoilers! Okay. Well, we hit the ground running yet again. They are not wasting any time in this show, and I love it. Speaking of time, we are in the late 1800s in Chicago where we start this episode. And we got Ravonna Renslayer showing up with Miss Minutes. Oh, well, looking for Miss Minutes. She finds her, and she's on a mission to deliver an envelope to a windowsill. So she goes and she does that. It's a little boy in there, a little black boy, which I'm going to assume is a Kang variant, you know. And yeah, it turns out what's in the package in the envelope, but a Time Variance Authority handbook. Fresh. And so this boy was a child, so he'd been reading this. She goes to the future a little bit till he's grown up, because she waiting on him, because they got a plan, her and Miss Minutes. But in the meantime, in between time, Ouroboros had to inform B-15 and Loki and Mobius about the danger they really in with the loom, and how the pruned branches that the general had Doc said did last episode slowed it down, but those branches are actually growing back. So they still need to fix the loom. And if not, they're gonna die. So only way they can do that is if they get a He Who Remains variant, so that they can use his time essence to open the door so that Ouroboros can retrofit the loom. Well, they're like, well, we need to find Miss Minutes, because Miss Minutes is the best we got, because she could probably open the door, which is how they ended up following Ravonna's Tempad locations to the two spots that they had on her. One was where she dropped off the book. The other one was a little slightly ahead in the future, same spot. Only now it's been moved around and changed, and now they're having the World's Fair in Chicago. Yes, indeed. So Victor has grown up. He's read this book, and he all about time. So he's making inventions for different things and people that don't work, because he don't have really the materials to make something that does work. So he just kind of just messing around, and he running around on the way from all these different people that he done shysted out of monies for his inventions. So, and all this running around, we got Loki and Mobius that showed up. Renslayer's there with Miss Minutes, and they all trying to get to Victor timely. So, after his presentation, which went quite well, I have to say, and I wasn't sure about him at first. I'm like, this dude and the stuttering, and but that's when I realized it was stuttering. At first, I thought he was just talking dramatically slow, and it was annoying, but he actually had a speech impediment, and so I understood why he was speaking that way, and it made more sense, and I was able to really get into it, and I was like, okay, I like this character. I like this character a lot. In order to get timely away from, because Sylvie shows up, and she's out to kill. So, you know, in the fight between her and Loki, they going at it, and he trying to save Victor, and she trying to kill him, and then it's not going so well. So then Ravonna asks Miss Minutes to create a distraction, which she grows giant-sized and scares all of the whole crowd at the fair, so they could get away. Yeah, so Victor takes Ravonna and Miss Minutes back to his place, where they finally tell him the truth. Ravonna tells him the absolute truth about him and the whole point of what's going on. He heard some of that explanation from Loki when he was trying to convince Sylvie to not kill him. So he was like, okay, that's what the other dude said. Yeah, that's about right. Oh, I, you know, so she told him everything. He invented everything and blah, 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 yada, 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 right? So he's on her side. Miss Minutes looking kind of sideways at Ravonna, like, back up, broad, this my man's, even though she's like an inanimate object, but okay. So beyond the side eye, they go ahead and they get away, right? With Victor and all his side hiding in holes and carrying on to get away from everybody. It was hilarious. Loki got to use his magic twice on the humans. It was hilarious each time. And then they got away. So his lab, he does business in Chicago. His lab is in Wisconsin. So they had to take a ferry up to Wisconsin to his lab. But on the way, him and Ravonna getting closer, and then she said something about being a partner, and he didn't like that. Because he had already told one of the other dudes that wanted to be a partner with him and his inventions that he don't do partnerships. You know what I'm saying? He don't do partnerships. So when she said that, he was out and dropped her butt in the lake, in Lake Michigan, in a boat. Oh, wow. So he left her behind. Him and Miss Minutes go to the lab, where Miss Minutes freaks out on him, talking about she was worried that he was getting too into Ravonna because she the one that should be the one. She's a hyper-intelligent AI system that he took and gave her the ability to write her own programs, which is why she became sentient, because she got all these feelings and emotions now, and she really liked him, and she didn't understand why he never gave her a body, and so she want to be with him. I'm like, oh my God, that ain't working out. So he zapped her butt back into the time pad, and then Ravonna showed up, pissed, with one of his super retro pruning rods. Yeah, he's like, it's a prototype, please don't kill me with that. So after threatening him, Mobius and Loki show up. And who interrupts this back and forth where they trying to save him and she trying to, get him on his, it's like, I'm in control now? Sylvie, and blast them all. So she's trying to finna kill him. And he talked to her, let her know, I'm not the same person. I'm not who you think I am. You know what I'm saying? Like, just please don't kill me. I can make different choices. She don't. They take him back to the TVA because he don't want to go with Ravonna no more either. And he don't really have nothing to do with Miss Minutes. And Sylvie was like, I'll take care of Miss Ravonna. Yes, I will. And what she do? Sent that broad through a time door to the end of time. You want to be with him so bad, man, at the end of time? There you go. Sent her right on through. So now she's stuck down there at the end of time with Miss Minutes. It was hilarious. This episode was so awesome. But Miss Minutes got some dirt on Ravonna that she said might make her upset, and she was going to tell her, and the episode went off. So I'm like, what is this info? Give me the dirt, give me the tea, give it all to me. I'm like, oh my God, what is happening? So now they got Victor back. They got him at the TVA, so hopefully he'll be able to open the door for them if he so chooses. Oh. And I can't wait to see him meet Ouroboros. That's going to be hilarious. Those two. It's going to be so good. That pretty much was this week's episode of Loki. It's ramping up faster and faster every episode. We're getting closer and closer to finding out what's going to happen. And then we always getting more information that we have to find out later. Oh my God, but I like that. I like that. It keeps you titillated and tantalizing. All right. Anyway, y'all, that is all for this episode. I will see you guys next week for the new one. In the meantime, have a great day.